arrived on a Tuesday. No return address, no warning, just a thin, yellowed envelope slipped through the mail slot at 8:17 a.m. The postmark was faded, but the date was still visible. April 3. 20 years ago. By the time Adrian Wells opened it, his hands were already shaking, because some letters don't just carry words, they carry the life you were supposed to live. Adrian Wells was 46 years old. Routine had replaced ambition. He worked as a mid-level operations manager at a logistics warehouse. Predictable hours, predictable pay, predictable disappointment. Once, he had dreams. Architecture, designing city skylines. At 26, he applied to a prestigious international design fellowship in Florence. It was competitive, nearly impossible to get into. He'd never heard back. Weeks passed, then months. Eventually, he assumed what most people assume. He wasn't chosen. So he took the stable job, stayed in his hometown, watched friends move forward while he stayed still. Life didn't collapse. It just narrowed, and over time he convinced himself that was enough. Now, 2 decades later, the envelope sat open on his kitchen table. Inside was a single sheet of paper. The logo at the top made his breath stop. The fellowship. He scanned the first line. "Dear Mr. Wells, we are pleased to inform you that you have been selected." Selected. Selected. The word echoed in his mind like a distant explosion. He kept reading. Orientation date, May 1st. 20 years ago. The letter had been sent, but never delivered. Lost. Misplaced. Forgotten. While he waited for rejection, he had been accepted. The room felt smaller, the air heavier. Adrian leaned back in his chair, staring at nothing. Florence, sunlit studios, blueprints spread across wide oak tables, a different version of himself sketching futures, instead of managing inventory. His mind spiraled. If he had received it, he would have moved abroad, met new people, taken risks, built something meaningful. Instead, he built safety. He thought about the apartment he never renovated, the sketchbooks he stopped filling. The quiet resignation that crept into his voice over the years. Was his entire life built on a missing envelope? Anger rose first. At the postal service, at fate, at timing, then came something worse. Grief. As he placed the letter back into the envelope, something slipped out. A smaller card. Handwritten. "Adrian, your portfolio stood out because it wasn't safe. It was brave. Don't lose that." Professor Luca Bianchi brave. He hadn't heard that word used to describe him in years. When did he stop being brave? Not in one dramatic moment, but gradually, quietly. One practical decision at a time. He walked to the closet and pulled out an old storage box. Inside were rolled sketches, buildings that curved like waves, glass structures shaped like light. Ideas that once kept him awake at night, now covered in dust. Adrian wasn't just mourning Florence, he was confronting something deeper. The letter hadn't ruined his life. Silence had. He never followed up. Never called, never questioned the absence of response. He assumed rejection because it felt familiar. Safe. Easier to believe he wasn't chosen than to risk hoping he was. The envelope didn't steal his dream. Fear did. And now the real question wasn't, what would my life have been? It was, is it too late? That night, Adrian searched the fellowship online. It still existed, still prestigious, still life-changing. His heart pounded as he found contact information. Professor Luca Bianchi was retired now, but the program director's email was active. His cursor blinked in an empty message window. For a long time, Esterta Italiano, 46 years old. Was he foolish to try again, or foolish not to? He attached updated photos of his old sketches, and then something unexpected. He added new ones, because after reading the letter, He had stayed up all night, drawing. The old fire hadn't died. It had just been waiting. He hit send. Weeks passed. This time, he didn't assume anything. He kept drawing. Every evening after work, reclaiming something he abandoned. Then the reply came. The program no longer offered full fellowships to mid-career applicants, but they offered something else. A visiting residency. 3 months in Florence. Not the life he might have had, but a door open. And this time, he didn't wait for fate to decide. He accepted. Some of us are living lives shaped by delays, by lost messages, by silence we interpret it as rejection. But sometimes, it's not about the envelope that arrived late. It's about whether we're still willing to open a new one. So here's my question for you. If a letter arrived today proving you were chosen all along, would you still have the courage to choose yourself now? Tell me in the comments. Because maybe it's not too late. Maybe it never was.